reminds me, I had a dream, and I think you were in it the other night. It'll come to me. No, I get up because I don't sleep very well, and I wake up several times. And I recently got this pair of Bluetooth sleep headphones that are wireless that look insane. They're this big, and they go all the way across.
They go over your eyes.
They go over their sleep. Yeah, so it's a sleep mask, but it has headphones built in, so it's like this. So it's like a big black band all the way around my head.
Like Cyclops from the X-Men?
I don't totally know what you're talking about.
Whitney. The X-Men, Marvel Comics, big time movies. You're a pop culture writer sometimes.
But the point is, so I've been using those for the last week or two, and you know what I'm listening to? Sometimes it's podcasts, but sometimes I listen to these like amateur nature recordings just by regular.
Wait, what do you mean amateur? Oh,
because they're just by regular people.
Random.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know who it is, but it's just like I was listening to Rain on the Porch, and they're titled like what they are. So I was listening to Rain on the Porch.
But it's like a white noise machine, though.
It is. But you know what I like about it? Is that because it's amateur, it'll be rain, but then like you'll hear footsteps and a door open. And I like that.
That's the amateur part.
I dig the amateur
You know, that reminds me. I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but years ago, I want to say 20, 30 years ago, public access television.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite channels because, you know, anything goes, right, on those things. And you would get like the nude talk show or Midnight Blue with Al Goldstein.
Wait, the nude talk show?
The nude talk show.
Were they were all naked?
Yeah, they're all, and it wasn't a pretty sight. The Robin Bird show.
Oh, you talk about that all the time.
I love Robin Bird. But so I remember switching channels one night, and what I realized what it was that someone had a video camera that they had in their hand, and they were running around a trailer park. And it must have been like, you know, dawn, like right as the sun was slowly rising. So it still had a nighttime kind of feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
And this, it must have been a kid running up to trailers and pulling the video camera up in windows. And then you would see just people just splayed out, sleeping in their bunks, right?
Wow.
Just like,
that is terrifying and fantastic.
It's terrifying and fantastic. And then you'd be running around sneaking, and you go to a tent and like slowly open the tent, put the camera in there. And sometimes there's like people upside down, you know, the weight, depending on how he had angled the camera. And you see more people sleeping. And the entire video for like 20 minutes or the episode was just sneaking around, videotaping people sleeping, not, you know, murdering them in their sleep.
Yeah.
Just literally just like, it was like I don't know, not a sociology experiment, but, or anthropological. It was almost anthropological, like watching animals sleep, except they were humans. Yeah. And it was amazing. And who knew that would be fascinating? But it was. And then it makes you think, well, how the hell do I look when I sleep?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know?
No, I don't. Oh, actually, that's not true. Somebody took a picture of me once, and it was horrifying. I looked like I was dead or something, or couldn't breathe, or like a drowned victim. It was bizarre, you know? And I always wonder, and I have little panic attacks nowadays at my advanced age. And I always feel like I'm choking. Sometimes I'll like wake up because I'm
You have
choking.
panic attacks when you're sleeping? No.
While I'm sleeping, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Really?
Well, didn't you say you have a tough time sleeping as well?
I have a horrible time sleeping. It goes, I mean, especially during this, since all this started happening.
Wait, what's this? What day is it? What year? What time is it? What is this?
I've had some pandemic sleep troubles, but I've had off and on sleep troubles for a year. I thought I actually remember I did have it kind of under control right before this started, I think. And I'd finally stopped taking pills to help me sleep or even like any sort of supplement. And I was doing it like on my own. And then the sleep problems came back.
And that's why you wear the Cyclops goggles.
And oh my God. One time, can I tell this story? It's not even a good story. I was just I was at a music festival once, and I had another version of those crazy things, and it was like the middle of the night, and I was sleeping in a hotel room, and a musician came in, and I don't, never mind.
Keep going.
No, there's no story there.
You had sleep goggles on and a musician.
I was awakened by a well-known musician who had a lot of drinks and a couple of friends. And
wait, he brought his friends with him?
No, there were friends of mine who were sharing the room. And anyway, I was asleep and I sat up and was wearing my insane sleep my whole
but then what happened?
And then he is a wonderful person that I will not name, but he talked a lot.
Can I make one guess?
And I was so tired, and I was kind of like, I was just so tired. And at one point, one day I'll tell this whole story with the names included, but at one point, like, I sort of half-assed referenced a song of his, and he goes, "That's actually not my song. It was somebody else's song."
Well, you were half asleep.
I was, and I was not happy to be. I mean, on any other, whatever. Anyway.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, what year was it?
I'm not telling you.
Can I take one guess?
Sure.
Leif Erikson.
The Leif Erikson's an explorer, right?
What am I thinking of?
You think Leif Garrett?
Leif Garrett. So you got his song wrong, and I got a rock and roll guy wrong. With an explorer.
Leif Garrett. What? How old do you think I am?
It doesn't matter. Rock and roll has no age, baby.
I don't know that Leif Garrett's still playing music festivals.
When this happened?
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
And you won't say when.
Who? I'm no.
90s? Aughts? The aughts?
Most of my stories are in the aughts, just because that's when I was, young and.
Can you give me the type of music? Like, was it hip hop, rock and roll?
I thought I was going to direct this conversation.
Okay.
I don't even think you even know who this guy is. Like, this is not somebody that you're familiar with. I don't think so. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But there's not even a story there, except I just I was wearing an insane outfit, and then I got his music wrong.
And what was his outfit? Do you remember?
Oh yeah, because he wears the same basic thing all the time.
Which is a bandana around the thigh. An eye patch? What?
Anyway, are you just gonna stand the whole time?
I can get closer. Is that your knees?
Yeah.
Oh, get your knees up on the screen.
Look at that. It's a vintage sweatshirt.
Seen them up a lot. Did you knit that?
Oh my, well, no. But this sort of ties in. Okay. I don't. If we can just talk about whatever. But there was a question I wanted to ask you.
But you're not going to finish it. You were about to say something about the sweater.
Well, yeah, because you're making me think. Okay,
go ahead.
Did you turn your phone off?
No, it's my Citizen app.
Does it say? Is it the fire? Is it the fire?
No, it's a fight in front of Pizza Shop at 674 4th Avenue.
There
you go.
4th
so
Avenue.
What about the sweater?
Oh, the pizza place on 4th and Carroll?
No.
Oh, that's 3rd and Carroll. Never mind. Okay. No, I did not. This is a sweatshirt. I did not embroider it or knit it. But earlier I was thinking about, things to talk to you about or ask you about. Okay, so one thing, like my dream, I had to send out Christmas lists like to my parents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when they asked me, the first time they asked me, what do you want? I said, I really want an accordion, which is true. My dream present would be an accordion. It just costs too much money, so I'm not getting an accordion this year.
I thought you were a ukulele or banjo type.
Well, I have a banjo. I play the banjo, but that is one thing I hope to learn is how to play the accordion. But also, I think knitting might be on that list. Like, I have a list of things I would like to learn before it's too late, before the world ends. And I was just wondering if you also have, like, what would be on your list? You also want to learn how to play the accordion?
Oh, in terms of music, or what?
Anything you want to learn
before the world ends.
Skills you would like to learn how to do.
Well, I'm just going to go with my knee-jerk reaction when you said that. Well, two things. One is, we say before the world ends. Does that imply your death, or that you'll have survived the world ending and then regret some of the things you didn't learn?
Yeah, I don't want it to be. I don't want to get to the end of my life and not know how to play the accordion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although now you're reminding me of that great scene on the movie Titanic.
It's like $500 for accordion. Okay. Well,
so you've looked it up?
All the time. I try to figure out. Like,
you can get an accordion for
No, I think I could get a used one pretty cheap. I just need to go to figure out how to get one. But
you're in New York City.
Oh, I know.
There's probably one on the corner right now.
Oh my gosh. And anyway,
Anyway, Titanic. Remember, they're playing the music on the deck. It's starting to sink the ship, and people are freaking out. They're getting on the boats. Women and children first. And all the men say something about, well, great job. It was an honor to play with you. And they all start to go their separate ways, and then they stop, and they look at each other, and they sit back down, and they start playing again, and they go down with the ship playing music. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
That's the end of the world right there.
Mm-hmm.
So to respond to this idea of what I want to do.
What skills? It can be anything. It can be anything.
Well, I think about if I wasn't a storyteller, i.e. cartoonist, playwright, whatever. I write stories, draw stories. I think about what would my other vocations be that I would desire to do. Have we talked about this?
I don't know. Maybe.
So if I wasn't an artist, let's say, the three things as growing up, what I thought I'd want to be is either a paramedic, a chef, or a mailman.
Oh, we've talked about that. I know the mailman.
You know the mailman.
Yeah.
So is there a skill set? Like, could I be a better cook? Sure. So maybe I'd like to learn how to cook more than I already do, and have more recipes in my armory, and then being a mailman, I suspect, is a pretty easy job. You're managing letters, and
You'd be a really good mailman.
I think I'd be a great mailman. I actually would love to be, because I respect.
And you would talk to everybody.
Well, I'd be your friendly mailman.
You would be.
But also, I respect letters and paper and packages, and I get so angry when I see a package left out in the rain or just tossed to the side, and we've had this wet books conversation in the past. So that would probably be easy. I think it'd just be hard on the stamina of just walking around, however long your shift is, and although it's a good exercise. But the paramedic thing, how to save people's lives. And as a paramedic, you're not a surgeon necessarily, or someone who you operates on someone to fix them or try to fix them. You need to get them from where they got hurt to the hospital and keep them alive, right?
Yeah.
I want to learn that skill set.
Have you ever interacted with paramedics before?
No, but I am reminded of that weird movie that Scorsese made with Nicolas Cage.
Bringing Out the Dead. Right?
Written by the guy who wrote Taxi Driver, whose name escapes me. Paul Schrader. It's okay. It's okay.
I saw it once.
But I don't know. I mean, then there's like what ER and all the hospital TV shows. You see the paramedics running in, with the person to be saved. But I guess once in a while I've actually been in an ambulance once before.
Yeah, I've only been in one.
I didn't like it.
Time. Why?
Well,
was it you? Were you on the thing?
I was added to this other person that had the ambulance called for.
Okay.
But then my nose had been broken. It's a longer story. I don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
But so I got an ambulance ride, and boy, those things are expensive.
An ambulance
Do
ride?
not take an ambulance if you don't have to.
I know. I seem to remember because I've only been in an ambulance once, and I told you this because I fainted. I have a history of occasional. I haven't done it in a long time, but I did occasionally pass out. But I did. Yeah, I passed out.
Do you know what triggers it?
Well, I was sick. I had like a stomach virus. I think I was dehydrated. It was the middle of the night, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I passed out, and my daughter was a baby, and my husband freaked out and called, and then we had to like get somebody to watch her. It was crazy, and the ambulance took me to the hospital. But
you said this has happened several times, not always the same reason though.
Right. Yeah.
But actually, I think we arrived at something.
What?
The sleeping problems you have. If you could just learn how to
pass
faint.
out. Yeah, that would really help. The other story I have where I don't think I fell on the ground, but I was at the Bell House.
Right around the corner.
And
across the street.
Yeah, across the street at a show to see Charlotte Gainsbourg.
I like her.
But I never saw her because I think the problem there was I was so excited. I got there really early to the show. I kind of like, standing there. I think I had my knees locked for a long time. I don't know that I might have been dehydrated. I don't know that I was drinking water or anything.
Drink water.
And when it happened, like all the people, and I love the people who worked there, but they were like, what did you take? What were you on? What do you want?
What drugs?
What did you take? And I was like, nothing. I've written nothing at all.
For a Gainsbourg concert,
yeah.
Man. Oh my God.
Yeah, Charlotte Gainsbourg.
Well, if you can figure out, I think that's actually my trick.
In a while, though.
You what?
It hasn't happened to me in a while. I haven't blacked out.
Well, because I think you and I share in that we are kind of workaholics. Would you say?
Yes, I would say that's like a major thing we have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But because of that, and then I like to get a lot of work done during the day, and I reward myself by watching like a show or a movie or whatever, mm-hmm. and I just don't want to go to sleep, and then I might read some comic books or some prose or whatever.
Yeah.
And finally, when I go to sleep, it's on the verge of passing out. To be honest,
Yeah.
But is there anything? What do you want to learn before the end of the world?
What do I
besides
want to learn?
Give me another one.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I need to learn how to swim.
You don't know how to swim?
Mm-mm. No.
Did you not have water around you as a kid?
I took lessons, but I didn't do very well, and then I just didn't really have a chance to practice it, and so I don't know like how to tread water. I'm really not confident.
You would know how to tread water if they threw you into the middle of the ocean. I think that's an instinct.
I don't think so.
No, it's an instinct. That's something that, a baby, you throw a baby in water, they start treading water.
Well, I'm not confident that I need to take swimming lessons. I'm not confident that I could keep myself alive.
Well.
So yeah, that's a really embarrassing basic one that I.
But you're in luck because I think you could at least tread water.
Yeah. I don't know. What else do you want to learn how to do? Is there anything else? I wish I could I wish I were better at everything. I wish I could cook better, or I kind of cared about cooking more.
Cooking's important. I think that's an essential.
Yes, but you know what? I'm glad that you can cook and you can do that, because that's another problem when I do cook things. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many other things I could be doing right now. Why am I
But you can't because you do that, and then there's a little time where it actually has to cook, and you can do other things. I don't mean like draw a graphic novel, but there are other things you can do.
Right.
I not that I really want to know how to sew, but I wish I knew how to sew better than I do.
Yeah.
The one time I sewed. So I had my pajamas had like a hole in the crotch, right?
But they all men's pajamas do, right? No.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting. No, not a built-in one, but an actual hole in the crotch area, like it's split open more or something like that. And so I decided, let me sew this. There's thread and a needle. So I'm sitting there.
Wait, you're not sewing it
while wearing it. So time out. So I'm sitting there and I'm sewing gingerly, safely, this hole in the crotch of my pajama bottoms. And I tied it up and I felt like a hero, right? I'm like, I made it work.
Okay.
I go to sleep. The next morning, I go to take a shower. I go to pull my pajamas and my underwear goes down with it.
Yeah.
I actually sewed my underwear to my pajamas.
Yeah.
And I was like, how close did I get? And I just never sewed again. So,
well, I think the key there is that you should not do it while they're on.
That's the first lesson, I think, is to take the clothes off that you're sewing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? We'll just